Nathan Pierce hadn't thought about Emily Carter in years, until he walked into a high-profile courtroom and saw her standing there, commanding the room with the same fire he remembered from school. She had no idea he was watching. But what he did next, it would change both of their lives forever. Nathan Pierce was used to being the most powerful man in the room, billionaire, investor, CEO. He had built an empire from nothing, and now people bent over backward just to shake his hand. But today, he was just an observer. He sat in the back of the courtroom, adjusting his cufflinks as he watched the case unfold. It was a high-profile business lawsuit. One of his competitors was being sued for fraud, and he had come to see how it played out. That's when he saw her. Emily Carter. She stood at the front of the courtroom, arguing with the kind of passion that made people stop and listen. Her voice was steady, her eyes sharp, and her presence undeniable. Nathan's chest tightened. It had been over 15 years. Back in high school, Emily had been one of the few people who challenged him. She was the girl who sat at the front of the class, always debating him, never backing down. Brilliant, fearless, competitive. And now? She was a lawyer, a damn good one. She had no idea he was there watching. But Nathan, he couldn't look away. By the time the case wrapped up, Emily had completely destroyed the opposing counsel. When the judge dismissed the court, she gathered her files, looking exhausted but victorious. Nathan knew he should leave, walk away. But instead, he smirked. Not a chance. He stood, buttoned his suit jacket, and walked straight toward her. Emily didn't see him until he was a few feet away. When she finally looked up, her tired eyes widened. Nathan? Nathan grinned. It's been a while, Carter. Emily blinked, clearly stunned. What the hell are you doing here? Nathan chuckled. Enjoying the show. She scoffed, crossing her arms. You're still as arrogant as ever. And you're still as sharp as ever, he countered. That was impressive. Emily shook her head, exhaling. I don't have time for games, Pierce. What do you want? Nathan smirked. To offer you something you can't refuse. Emily narrowed her eyes. And what exactly is that? Nathan leaned in slightly, his voice dropping just enough to spark curiosity. A chance to rewrite your future. Emily had no idea what that meant, but something told her. This was just the beginning. Emily raised an eyebrow, crossing her arms as she studied Nathan. He was the same, yet different. The cocky smirk, the confidence. It was all still there. But there was something deeper in his eyes now, something calculating. She sighed. Nathan, I just won a case. I've been in court all day, and I have about 50 unread emails waiting for me. So unless you're here to hire me as your lawyer, I really don't have time for whatever this is. Nathan smirked. That's exactly why I'm here. Emily blinked. Wait, what? I need a lawyer, he said simply. A damn good one. Emily let out a short laugh. You? Nathan Pierce, billionaire, CEO, golden boy of the business world? You can afford the best corporate attorneys money can buy. I don't want the best, Nathan said, tilting his head slightly. I want you. Emily's smirk faded. This isn't funny, Nathan. I'm not joking, he said smoothly. I have a business acquisition coming up, a complicated one. I need someone sharp, someone I can trust, and someone who doesn't just tell me what I want to hear. He stepped closer, lowering his voice just enough to make her heart skip a beat. And we both know you're the only one who fits that description. Emily swallowed. Damn him. He always knew exactly what to say. She shook her head. You seriously expect me to drop everything and work for you? Not drop everything, Nathan corrected. Just take a leave from your firm. 1 month. Handle this deal for me, and when it's over, you walk away. No strings attached. Emily hesitated. She had spent years building her career, fighting her way up in a world that rarely made space for women like her. And now Nathan Pierce was offering her a shortcut to a whole new level. A billionaire's personal lawyer. That kind of case could change everything. But this was Nathan. The same guy who had once been her biggest rival. The same guy who had made her blood boil back in school. The same guy she had spent years trying to forget. She exhaled sharply. Why me, Nathan? Out of every lawyer in the country, why are you really here? Nathan's smirk faded slightly. For the first time, his expression was unreadable. Because, he said quietly, I know you won't let me get away with anything. Emily's breath caught. She wasn't sure if he meant the business deal or something else entirely. Emily's mind raced. Nathan Pierce, the boy who had once been her greatest rival, the man who now owned half the city, was standing in front of her, asking for her help. Everything about this felt like a game, a calculated move. But why? She exhaled. So let me get this straight. You want me to take a leave from my firm, work for you for a month, handle a complicated deal, and then just walk away like nothing happened? Nathan nodded. That's the offer. Emily studied him carefully. And what's in it for me? Nathan's smirk returned. A case that could make your career. Work for me, and when this deal is over, you won't just be another lawyer in a crowded firm. You'll be the lawyer everyone wants. Emily hesitated. Damn him. He knew exactly what buttons to push. She had worked her ass off to get here, but no matter how good she was still fighting for scraps. The senior partners got the biggest clients, the best cases. She was always the one cleaning up their messes. But working for Nathan, that would change everything. Still, something didn't sit right. You could have anyone, Nathan. Lawyers who specialize in business acquisitions. People who have done this 100 times before. She narrowed her eyes. Why are you really choosing me? For a moment, Nathan didn't answer. His usual cocky expression flickered into something else. Something almost vulnerable. Then just as quickly, it was gone. Because you're the only person I can trust not to lie to me, he said smoothly. And that's worth more than experience. Emily felt a strange flutter in her chest. She should say no. She should walk away. But instead she heard herself say, I want everything in writing. Nathan grinned. Done. And I'm not working for you, Pierce. I'm working with you. Whatever you say, Carter. Emily sighed, rubbing her temples. This is either the best decision I've ever made, or the worst. Nathan finished, smirking. Emily shook her head. God help me. Nathan chuckled. Welcome to the team, Carter. What Emily didn't know? This wasn't just business. This was the beginning of something neither of them could control. Emily adjusted the strap of her briefcase as she stepped into Pierce Global headquarters. The building was imposing, towering glass windows, sleek modern design, the kind of place where billion-dollar deals were made over coffee. Nathan's world. And now? For the next month, it was hers too. She walked past sharply dressed executives who barely spared her a glance. They were used to power, to wealth. She wasn't intimidated. She had worked her way up in a male-dominated legal field, and she wasn't about to let some billion-dollar office shake her. Nathan's assistant, a polished woman with sharp eyes, greeted her at the top floor. Mr. Pierce is expecting you. Emily was led into a massive corner office with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city skyline. Nathan stood behind his desk, flipping through a file. He looked effortless, as if running an empire was second nature. He glanced up and smirked. You're early. Emily set her bag down. Get used to it. Nathan chuckled. That's what I like to hear. He motioned for her to sit. All right, let's get to work. She folded her arms. First, tell me exactly what I'm dealing with. Nathan slid a thick file toward her. This acquisition is more complicated than it looks. The company I'm buying? They're hiding something. I need you to dig. Emily flipped through the documents. And if I find something? Nathan's expression darkened slightly. Then we decide whether to walk away or bury them." Emily raised an eyebrow. "You sure you want someone like me handling this? I don't play dirty, Nathan." Nathan smirked. "I don't need dirty. I need smart." Emily exhaled. "Fine. 1 month, 1 deal." Then she was gone. At least, that's what she told herself. What she didn't realize. By the time this was over, walking away from Nathan Pierce wouldn't be so easy.